worthy cause, to get inspired for creating a scientific temper, which is one of the aims of Vigyan Parishad, to open young minds to celebrate science, to see the wonders of collaboration between science, technology and cinema, to think abstract, to go beyond the known, to understand the mysteries of the universe, the cosmos, the life, to make us wonder how a group of cells form a tissue, an organ system which coordinates to function together to keep us alive, to make us think, dream, ponder, to help us survive on this blue planet. Ladies, gentlemen and students, welcome to India's second Science Film Festival in Goa.
Today, science is truly, in a very real sense, a profession that repays you not just in being rewarding in a non-monetary sense, but I would say that science today is becoming a profession that is rewarding even in a monetary sense. And I think this has something to say about how these two worlds, the world of film and the world of science in India, have still remained really very far apart. And I think part of that whole mission, and if we are actually seriously interested in attracting our younger generation to science, is that we are going to have to, in some ways, bridge that divide. So I hope that this film festival, the Science Film Festival of India, does become an annual feature, and that over time it does attract Indian filmmakers to start making meaningful films, entertaining films obviously, but ultimately meaningful films about science, scientific issues and scientists. I would like to very sincerely compliment Vigyan Parishad Goa for the wonderful work it is doing. And I was delighted to hear Sri Rajendra Talak say that this may become something of an annual feature. That would in fact be wonderful and would be one other way of putting sort of Goa on the map as well.
This is an activity considered as a flagship activity of Vigyan Parishad Goa. Vigyan Parishad is a state unit of Vijnana Bharati. Vijnana Bharati, which started as Swadeshi Science Movement 26 years back, is a nationwide organization today. I feel that films, though fiction, are also useful in the innovation that will come in the years to come, which ultimately will enrich our society. Vigyan Parishad has been trying to reach out to the target group, students and the teachers. If we can convey the importance of science to our students and teachers, the future of this country will be definitely secure.
The Science Film Festival provides a unique opportunity and platform to the participants, especially the young students and the teachers from all over the state, not only to experience the joy of science, but also opportunities to interact with eminent scientists and filmmakers. As a pre-festival activity, CSR-NIO, along with other institutions and organizations, have been visiting schools and conducting interactive sessions on different topics such as astronomy, oceanography, climate change, physics, biology, chemistry, and mathematics.
So this film festival will encourage the students to develop their scientific attitudes, and they will have a keen interest in science, and this will help them in future in having a interest in science.
I look forward for the Science Film Festival.
I look
forward to going for the Science FFI on 17 to 20. Last year also we enjoyed, and this year I guess it will be double dhamaka.
17-20 तारखेपर्यंत सायन्स फिल्म फेस्टिवल ऑफ इंडिया आसा आयनॉक्सान थंय तुमी वतली काय पळोवपाक ऑब्वियसली वयतली इंट्रस्ट ना
We have brought commerce students, but we want them to develop a scientific temper. So let them know about maths, and it does not matter which stream they are in, but we want everybody to get some kind of exposure to it.
That is on showing science films to the students, and by that taking science to the students. Now let me recognize all over the world that the most effective medium for communication is the visual medium, audio-visual medium, right? However, our education the pattern in the last about 300 or 400 years has evolved so that everything is taught in textbooks. In our schools or colleges or wherever we go, all the teaching material is in textbooks and not in audiovisual material. And there has to be a significant shift towards audiovisual media as a part of education system. Right? In any subject like genetics, if it taught properly through an audiovisual medium, that can be far more effective. And therefore, this particular event that Vidyan Bharti has created in Goa is very laudable.
Well, there are a lot of youngsters who are interested in science who go and see science films. Now the problem with science fiction films is many of them are scientifically not accurate, and therefore the students end up getting quite often wrong idea about what is correct physics or not. So it is good to have science and science fiction films so that it creates interest in science, but it is also equally important that somebody explains the subtleties of the liberty that filmmaker has taken from correct science so that they get a comprehensive view. So I think science film festivals are of great importance to youngsters and to budding scientists.
When you show something which is visual, the impact would be, it will remain. Some of it is fiction, but it kind of excites a student and make him think slightly in different perspective. And especially this kind of film festival where you are allowed to have an interaction session, once they start listening to other questions, it further opens them up and they get into the subject in a very informal way. And I feel that that possibly is a very nice way of kind of promoting education as a whole.
Another proud moment for all of us here to have achieved this milestone in successfully completing the second edition of the SCI-FFI as the Science Film Festival of India. It makes me proud. Not only because it was successful, but because of the set objective that we set out with. The objective was, let's celebrate science. When we say let's celebrate science, we mean make it more interesting for the students of science in schools, in higher secondaries, in colleges. When we now, where science has become more and more textbookish, found in a set of papers, and which makes it very boring. So Jayant Rao, the main mentor of the festival, instigated a trigger in all of us so that we use this wonderful premises of ESG to deliver package, basically, film, which is a very entertaining medium, and reach out to students.
I attended this section, really very nice, and it was a kind of inspiration. As today, the youngsters, we think of doing our careers, we don't know in what field we have to do our career. But when I attended the today's section, I got inspired by the mathematician Ramanujan, and actually it gave me a brainwash. So I'm very inspired by this talk, and I'm very thankful to the Vidyan Parishad for making arrangement of such type of talks to us youngsters today.
The sci-fi is up to the mark, and the film which was shown, it was very informative, I can say. It made us understand that how virus gets spread and the contagious things and all. And about my career and my future plans, I'm planning to get into science field but in chemistry.
And I had a great experience with the movie which we just experienced, The Interstellar. and it was all about space, time, gravity, that they can be different dimensions. So I have really looking forward to it by the science of gravity, the dimensions, the black holes and everything. So I am definitely looking on to in the field of science.
It was a good movie. It was like came to know things which I didn't know before. Like I didn't know a fruit fly existed, and that was how they found out about genetics and all. And the discussion, the question and answer is very interesting, where people ask questions about Spider-Man and zombie and all that.
I'm Pratusha D'Souza. We learned more about biogenetics. I got to learn more about genetics, and the seminar was very good.
And I'd like to say a few things about this event. Firstly, I'd like to say that we learned a lot of stuff, me and my classmates, about chromosomes, genes, and how contagious a disease can really be.
I really enjoyed the film. It was very inspiring and motivational. I thank NIO for providing such a nice opportunity for watching this film. Yeah, obviously, I'm looking forward next year. Next year, I hope it's more better with some new projects and not just the films, but working models and more competitions or something like that.